Nicola Bo Wells. They wait. And now they hit the gas pedal. We're green flag racing at I-35 Speedway, and that's a good start from the 72 of Ron Hill. He's going to take a big lead into turn number 1. The triple Nicola Bo Wells goes straight to the top side of the racetrack. The 17R of Riley Fuller. She slots into that 3rd position. Cody Herpel runs 4th as the 72 of Hill. He's got about a 3-car length lead into turn number 3. He works the top side of the racetrack. The triple Nicola Bo Wells. He has a better 3 and 4. He closes the gap just a little bit. Lap 1 goes to the 72 of Ron Hill. Hill working the top side of the speedway right up against the cushion. That's where Bo Wells is as well. The 17R of Riley Fuller. She gets a little bit squirrely off of turn number 2. Keeps that car righted as it's your 2 leaders that have separated themselves from the rest of the field. 72 of Hill, he's going to lead lap 2. As the 17R of Riley Fuller is around in turn number 4. See if she can get that car refired. She still sits there, and that will bring out the yellow flag at I-30. Hill brings the field into turn 3. The lights are out. We're going to go green off of 4. Ron Hill, he picks up the pace a little bit more than the original start. He's back to the green flag. The triple Nicola Bo Wells, he was ready for that one. He's right against the back bumper into turn number 1. Hill goes right to the cushion. That's where Bo Wells is as well. And the 166 of Herpel, he slots into 3rd. Down the back straightaway, it's still about a couple car lengths into turn 3. Hill works the top side. That's where the whole field looks to be. As now the 166 of Herpel is around in 3 and 4. He's going to keep that car fired up. And we're going to stay green out on the speedway as we are 3 laps in, 5 to go. The 72 of Ron Hill. He's up top on the top side of the racetrack. He's off of 2. He's got 2 car lengths into turn number 3. Bo Wells trying to find the line to chase him down. Both of them up on the top side of the speedway. Ron Hill is going to be lap 4. We're halfway in, 4 to go for the 72 of Ron Hill. Triple Nickel of Bo Wells runs 2nd, the 17R of Fuller 3rd, with the 166 of Herpel running 4th. Off of 4 this time, each and every lap. The 72 of Ron Hill, he just keeps that gap stabilized, just at about 2 to 3 car lengths. He's got enough breathing room to make a slight mistake. As now the triple Nicola Bo Wells, he closes the gap. It's down to a half a car length off of turn 2. And it's a full car length into turn 3 as the triple Nicola Bo Wells drives it deep into turn number 3. Tries to get to the back bumper of Hill. Gives him a little bit of tap off of turn number 4. He's letting him know he's there. We're 6 laps in, 2 to go. The 72 of Ron Hill. He's working the top side of the racetrack, is down the back straightaway. It's still about a car length. Bo Wells, he's going to go to the top side. That's where these two have been running all race long, is off of turn number 4. The white flag is out for the 72 of Ron Hill. Bo Wells has 1 more lap to try to make something happen. He drives it into turn number 1. As the 17R of Riley Fuller is around in turn number 3. She keeps that car fired, but the yellow will come out. And that will set up a green-white checkered for your pure stocks.
So is it with the white?
Hill works into turn number 3, gets to choose at what point he wants to restart this race. They're playing a little bit of games over there in turn number 4. We're back to green flag racing. A good start, a little bit of contact back there for 2nd, as it's the triple Nicola Bo Wells that'll take that slot. It's about a car length between the 72 of Hill and the 555 of Wells as they drive off of turn number 2. The 72 of Hill opens up a couple more car lengths on Wells. Through turns 3 and 4, off of 4, the white flag will come out this time by for the 72 of Ron Hill. Hill has about 3 car lengths now over Wells. Wells will have to make something special happen. As off of turn number 2, the 72 of Hill opens it up just a little bit more. He's got to put together 1 more set of corners. As Herpel has issues down the back straightaway off of turn number 4. Your pure stock feature winner will be the 72 of Ron Hill. 2nd will be the triple nickel of Bo Wells. 3rd will be the 17R of Riley Fuller. 4th will go to the 166 of Cody Herpel. So a big congratulations, 1L of Bobby Lopez. They roll down the back straightaway, pace up a little bit from the 58 of Whitney. Whitney works into turn number 3. They're going to go to turn number 4. The field's to the gas pedal. We're green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. A great start from the 58 of Destin Whitney. He leads into turn number 1. The 14 of Ainsworth, he looks to the inside as we've got problems as the 1L of Lopez. He gets all out of shape. We're 3 wide. Everyone stays in the right direction as your top 3 are able to get away from the rest of the field. The 58 of Whitney, he works off of turn number 4 as the 8S of Caleb Pugh gets all sorts of sideways. Everyone stays straight. Your leader on lap number 1 is the 58 of Destin Whitney. Whitney leads. The 14 of Ainsworth, he's moved into second. The 54 of Ingram third is now the 1 of 91J of Josh Adkins is around in turn number 2. The 50 of Leroy Morrison spins as well, and that brings out the yellow flag here at I-35 Speedway. The 58 of Whitney rolls into turn number 3. He's going to get back to the gas now. We're back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. He gets a good start, so does the 54 of Ingram. Ingram, he moves into second into turn number 1. Into turn number 1, the 54 of Ingram. He has a moment that's going to give the 14 of Ainsworth back that spot. Ainsworth slides up in front of the 54 and opens the door for the 28 of Morant. Morant now to the inside of the 54 of Ingram as the 58 of Destin Whitney. He spins in front of the field as that will bring out the yellow flag and a big tough break for the 58 of Destin.
4, 6, 8, 9. We've lost one.
As into turn number 4, your new leader, the 14 of Gary Ainsworth. He gets back to the gas. We're back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. The 54 of Eddie Ingram. He gets a good start. He challenges the 14 of Ainsworth into turn number 1. He looks to the inside. He's going to stay at the corner panel, but the run goes to the 14 of Ainsworth. He leads off of turn 2. Back in the pack, the 50 of Leroy Morrison. He moves into 4th. It's here comes the 8S of Caleb Pugh. Pugh now wants to take that 3rd position. He gets a little bit tight. We're 3 wide off of turn number 4 for that 3rd position. Give it to the 28 of Justin Morant. Morant works to the inside of turns 3. He's going to shut the door on the 50 of Leroy Morrison as the 8S of Caleb Pugh now moves into 4th. He sets his sights on the 28 of Morant. The 8 of Pugh drives it in deep, tries to make it stick. He's going to work to the bottom of the 28 of Morant off of 4. Give 3rd to the 8S of Caleb Pugh. Pugh's got speed in that race car as the 14 of Ainsworth leads. The 54 of Ingram runs 2nd. As the 50 of Leroy Morrison, he now works around the 28 of Morant. The field starting to bunch up at the front as it's the 14 of Ainsworth still leading. We're 4 laps in, 8 to go here in the E-Modified feature. Ainsworth leads. Ingram runs 2nd. Pugh runs 3rd. Morrison 4th. Morant runs 5th. As now you can see Destin Whitney back in the picture. He's moved back up to 6th as he works down the back straightaway. Whitney now drives to the inside of the 28 of Morant on the bottom side of the racetrack. Morant going to stay in that 5th position off of turn number 4 is now the 8S of Pugh. He looks to the inside as contact between some cars on the front straightaway. It looks like both the 12 gauge of Jason Nelson, the 58 of Destin Whitney, both involved on the front straightaway. Everyone keeps that car right. It is off of turn number 4. We're 6 laps in, 6 to go. Halfway for the 14 of Ainsworth. The 8S of Pugh. He now works to that 2nd position as he works around the 54 of Eddie Ingram. Don't forget about the 50 of Leroy Morrison. He's got that car working well and to his liking. He runs 4th off of turn number 4. It's still the 14 of Ainsworth, your leader. We are now 7 laps in, 5 to go as the 8S of Caleb Pugh. He gets that car set early and is able to get a big run in the center of these corners. He's closed the gap up to the 14 of Gary Ainsworth. Ainsworth works the top side. 8S of Pugh, he works the inside of the racetrack. It's now the 50 of Leroy Morrison. He moves into that 3rd position as the 54 of Ingram. He pulls the crossover. He takes 3rd back off of turn number 4. Back up front, the 8S of Pugh. He made a peek to the inside of the 14 of Ainsworth, unable to make it stick as it's still about 3 car lengths into turn number 3. The 14 of Ainsworth, he's going to go to the top side. The 8S of Pugh, he's going to follow him this time. Off of turn number 4, 9 laps in, 3 to go for the 14 of Ainsworth. The 8S of Caleb Pugh, he's going to get that big run entry to center, but it's the 14 of Ainsworth. He's going to get a good drive off of turn number 2. The gap's down to just 2 car lengths into turn 3. Back for 3rd, the 50 of Leroy Morrison. He makes the move back to the inside of the 54 of Ingram. They battle door to door off of turn number 4, and it's the 54 of Ingram that hangs on to 3rd. Off of turn 2, your leaders still battle for that position as the 14 of Ainsworth. He has company from the 8S of Pugh. Pugh gets to the inside of the 14 of Ainsworth. They are side by side through turns 3 and 4. Off of 4, the white flag is out, and this time by it's the 14 of Ainsworth. We've got one more time around I-35 Speedway to decide the E-Modified feature. The 8S of Pugh. He gets a good run in the middle of turns 2, but it's the 14 of Ainsworth. He works down the back straightaway. The 8S of Pew tries to crowd him just a little bit as now Pew slides up the speedway. The 14 of Ainsworth is on the top side. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Your winner will be the 8S of Caleb Pew. Second will go to the 14 of Gary Ainsworth. Third will be the 54 of Eddie Ingram. Fourth will go to the 50 of Leroy Morrison. And rounding out your top fives, the 28 of Leroy Morrison. Let's give a big congratulations on a last lap pass to the 8S. Off of turn number 4, as again problems for the 66 of Isaac. We're green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. A better start from the 0 of Chase Galvin this time, but the 15 of Ed Knoll was ready for it. It's like deja vu. The 15 of Ed Knoll. He's going to try to take the lead off at turn number 2. He will as the rest of the field. They try to find their positions in further back in the field. Your first battle is for 4th. The 15 of Myers. He's to the inside of the doubles. The 0-7 of Harris. Leader, lap number 1's the 15 of Ed Knoll. Knoll has a car length lead over the 0 of Chase Galvin. Third to the 52M of Dustin Miller. Then comes the 0-7 of Harris. Harris, the first one, working the middle to high side of the speedway. He gets a big run off of turn number 2. He's going to look to the outside of the 52M of Dustin Miller. The 15 of Ed Knoll. He's working the inside of the racetrack. He's going to lead lap number 2. Galvin runs second as now new third place runners, the 0-7 of Daniel Harris. He's up at the top side of the speedway. He's going to bring the 15 of Corey Myers with him as the 2T of Todd Luke is off the pace down the front straightaway. The 0-7 of Daniel Harris. He's got that car up on the top side, right up against the cushion. He's passing cars. They're going up there with him as the yellow flag is out as we've got problems over in turn number 2 is the 94 of Jared Hilliard and the 2T of Todd Luke have problems over there in turn number 2. He takes a slow pace. We're back to green flag racing in the middle of turns 3 and 4. The 15 of Ed Knoll. He leads down the front straightaway. The 0 of Chase Galvin gets a good restart, but he drives to the inside. The 0-7 of Daniel Harris. He works to the top side of the racetrack. He's to the outside of the 0 of Chase Galvin. He takes that position into turn number 3. The 15 of Corey Myers. He moves to second as the 15 of Ed Knoll. He thought about the top side. He thinks about the middle as the 0 of Chase Galvin slides in front of the 0-7 of Harris. He takes back that second position. Harris goes back to the top side of the racetrack. The 15 of Knoll. The 0 of Galvin on the bottom. 52 of Dustin Miller. He's got a little bit of problems back there. There's contact between the 0-7 of Harris and the 0 of Galvin. Harris goes back to the top side of the racetrack. The 15 of Knoll as the 0-7 of Harris has broken that race car and he pulls off the speedway. A tough break for this. He gets to choose where he wants to restart. He's going to do that in turn number 3. We're back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. Knoll gets a good lead. The 0 of Chase Galvin, he gets a good start. The top 5 are all single file into turn number 1. The first battles for that 5th position. The 222 of Dustin Chris. He's to the inside of the 32P of Pitzenbarger. Pitzenbarger takes that 5th position as the 15X of Corey Myers. He's up there at the top of the speedway. He's found the cushion. He's worked around the 0 of Chase Galvin. Give the 15X of Myers that 2nd position. Ed Knoll leads the 15X of Corey Myers up against the cushion as we've got a mess in turn number 1 as the 32P of Pitzenbarger's around. He collected the 16 of Blake Pierce as well as the 124. Try to restart it. He'll restart it there in turn 3. Everyone else will follow in line. The green flag is back out at I-35 Speedway. A good start from the 15 of Ed Knoll. The 15X of Myers goes straight to the top side right up against the cushion. That's where he's found speed in that race car, but the 15 of Ed Knoll is driving away from the rest of the field into turn number 3. The rest of the field really running single file right now is off of 4. We're 5 laps in, 10 to go. The 15 of Ed Knoll, your leader. First battle on the speedway is we've got contact between the 16 of Blake Pierce and the 91 of Eddie Schwolp. Eddie Schwolp just doored the 16 and moved him out of the way, moved the 91 of Schwolp into that 6th position. As off of turn number 4, the 15 of Ed Knoll leads the 15X of Corey Myers. He is closing. He is down to about a car length between those two as Myers. He's worked the top side of the racetrack as the 15X continues to find the momentum. Ed Knoll, he's going to have to get to the top side if he wants to slow it. As now the 15X of Corey Myers. Looks like he's just going to blitz the top side of the speedway, and the 15X of Corey Myers. He's to the outside of the 15 of Ed Knoll. We've got a battle for the lead as the 10H of Garrett Hill pulls it off the speedway, and we have a yellow out on the speedway, and that's a tough break for the 15X of Corey Myers, as now that'll give the lead back to the 15 of Ed Knoll. As we are back to green flag racing, the 15 of Ed Knoll brings the field to the green flag. Everyone stays single file for the moment as the 52M of Dustin Miller, he now runs third, and just like that, the 15 of Ed Knoll, he starts diamonding the corner. He entered high, he dropped down low, he gets a couple car lengths on the 15 of Corey Myers, and to the top side, the 15 of Ed Knoll goes. That's the way you know you've got a savvy racer behind the wheel trying to take the line away from the 15X of Corey Myers. And right now it is working. He's pulled away just a little bit. The 15 of Ed Knoll, he's diamonding the corner. The 15 next to Corey Myers stays up to the top side, and away goes the 15 of Ed Knoll. He's now got about 4 car lengths on the 15X of Corey Myers. Off of turn 4, 9 laps in, 6 to go. Third is where the battle is now. The 0 of Chase Galvin. He's to the inside of the 52M of Dustin Miller. Miller, he's up on the top side, is now the 0 of Chase Galvin. He goes around to turn 2, and that will bring out another yellow at I-35 Speedway as the 124 also spins over in turn number 1. Ed Knoll works into turn number 3. He's going to restart in the middle of turns 3 and 4. He keeps the field guessing. We're back to green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. Ed Knoll takes the field into turn number 1, drives it to the inside. The 52 of Miller, he works the top side of the speedway. The 15 of Ed Knoll, he gets good drive, and he's going to, the 32P of Jeremy Pitzenbarger around in turn 2, keeps that car headed in the right direction. We're staying green on the speedway. As the yellow is out, as we do have another car around over there in turn numbers 1 and 2. It looks like that may be every restart. He's going to do the same thing as the last one this time, and it's going to work. He's going to get a big launch off of turn 4, and we're back underway at I-35 Speedway. The 15 of Ed Knoll drives back into turn number 1. He's going to get a big run off of turn number 2, while the 52 of Miller has issues. That opens the door for the 91 of Schwalb. Schwalb drives to the inside of the 52 of Miller into turn 3. On the inside is the 91 of Schwalb, the 52 of Miller. They're side by side off of turn number 4. This time by 10 laps in, 5 to go. Into turns 1 and 2 for the 11th time, the 15 of Ed Knoll. He is opening up that gap over the 52M of Miller. Knoll working the top side. He is diamonding the corner. He's entering high, then he drives to the bottom of the racetrack, and I don't know if anyone else has anything for him right now. 11 laps in, 4 to go. As now the 16 of Blake Pierce, that nose is up in his view. That's going to be an issue as he's crossing over the 0 of Chase Galvin. As now new into the top 5, it's the 7 of Doug Keller. Doug Keller makes an appearance in the top 5, is off the corner. 3 laps to go for the 15 of Ed Knoll. Into turn number 1 and 2, the 0 of Chase Galvin. He works to the inside of the 7 of Doug Keller. The 0 of Galvin, he now works his way back into the top 5 as the 52 of Dustin Miller right up against the cushion, almost over the berm. 2 laps to go that time by for the 15 of Ed Knoll. Knoll has put together a flawless race. He has led all 13 laps up to this point and has a healthy lead into turn 3. He'll work off of turn number 4, and he'll see white in his vision. The white flag is out for the 15 of Ed Knoll. He's got to put together one more solid lap, and he'll run away with another USRA B modified feature. The 52M of Miller runs second, and then it's the 91 of Eddie Schwalb Jr. Into turn number 3, the 15 of Ed Knoll. He put together a perfect race. He led all 15 laps. As off of turn number 4, the 22 of Ashley Click makes it interesting, but your winner is the 15 of Ed Knoll. Second's the 52M of Dustin Miller. Third, the 91 of Eddie Schwalb Jr. Fourth will be the 2 of Jason Billups, and then comes the 0 of Chase Galvin. As the 417 of Kevin Anderson, the 93 of Sam Scott, we are back underway for a third time here at I-35 Speedway, and for a third time, the 417 of Kevin Anderson leads into turn number 1. He drives to the inside, and he will lead off of turn. Now the 40 of William Dahl, he's around over in turn numbers 1 and 2. He keeps that car fired. We are going to stay green out on the speedway. The 417 of Anderson, he will lead off of turn number 4, and this time lap 1 should go in the books for the 417 of Kevin Anderson. The 88 of Jeff Dixon, he's to the inside of the 93 of Sam Scott, while the S20 of Gene Stiegel works the high side as the 77 of Dean Ray. He's running the low side. He's to the inside of the Stiegel. Dixon and Scott battle for that second position. Scott working the middle of the racetrack. He will shut the door on the 88 of Dixon. Dixon gets a little bit of push. We're 3 wide for that 4th position. A little bit of contact down the front straightaway. Everything sorts itself out as the 77 of Dean Ray. He slides a little bit too loose. He goes from 3rd back to 5th. While these guys battle back there from 2nd through 5th, the 417 of Kevin Anderson has started to drive away from the rest of the field. He leads lap number 3. Sam Scott, he will shut the door on the 88 of Jeff Dixon. Dixon got to his outside quarter panel. Sam Scott said, no, I won't let you get to the outside. As the 21H of Jeb Hayes, he calls it a race. His night is over. The 93 of Sam Scott, he's making that car as wide as he possibly can. He'll slide up in front of the 88 of Dixon. Dixon tries to pull a crossover. He will make it work. Dixon, he will try to take second into turn number 1. The 93 of Scott, he tries to shut the doors. Now the 93 of Sam Scott is around over in turn number 2. He'll keep that car fired for now. Can he get it back rolling? As he sits over there in turn 2, and that will bring out the yellow flag. Pace when he restarts. As he rolls into turn number 3 in the middle of 3 and 4, he's going to get the field back to green. He hits the gas pedal, and we are underway. The 77 of Dean Ray, he gets a good restart. He takes second into turn number 1. The 88 of Jeff Dixon, he tries to make a battle and charge back for second, but your leaders, the 417 of Kevin Anderson, seconds, the 77 of Dean Ray, then comes the 88 of Jeff Dixon. Off of 4, lap 1 of the restart, lap 6 of the race goes to 417, Kevin Anderson. He leads into turn number 1. The 77 of Dean Ray, he's in a familiar position up at the front at I-35 Speedway. He's got the 88 of Jeff Dixon right there with him. Your top 3, they've separated themselves from the rest of the field. Force the S20 of Gene Stiegel, followed by the 111 of Butch Bailey. Anderson continued to lead off of turn number 4. He's got a couple car lengths over the 77 of Ray. Ray has a few car lengths over the 88 of Dixon. The best battle on the speedways for 4th between the S20 of Stiegel and the 111 of Bailey. Halfway this time by for the 417 of Kevin Anderson. Anderson up at the top side of the speedway. That's where everyone enters the corner. Some are trying to diamond the corner. They enter high. They drop down low. Others running the cushion all the way around of the speedways. Now the 40 of William Dahl around again over in turn number 2. He's trying to get that car going in the right direction. He will leave the green out on the speedway. That's a good sign for the 417 of Kevin Anderson. It's now the 75 of Cletus Murray. He's around in turn 3 and 4, and that brings out the yellow here at I-35 Speedway. The field rolls into turn 3. The 417 of Kevin Anderson, he gets back to the throttle pedal, and we're green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. 6 laps to go for the 417 of Kevin Anderson. Anderson goes right to the top side of the speedway. The 77 of Dean Ray, he's going to run the middle, trying to find some grip to mount a charge on the 417 of Anderson. Anderson this time, he'll use the middle of the speedway. He'll slide to the top side. The 77 of Ray, he'll use the top side and just can't get any momentum going as the 417 of Anderson just has the speed right now. Is now the 77 of Ray. He's going to try the inside as the 111 of Butch Bailey. He spins that car over in turn number 2 as the field rolls through turns 3 and 4, and that will bring out another yellow here at I-35 Speedway. 4. Off of turn number 4, we're back to green flag racing again here in your USRA stock car feature. Anderson with another good restart to lead the field into turn number 1. The 77 of Dean Ray right on his back bumper this time. The 88 of Jeff Dixon, he tries the dime in the corner, tries to get a run on the 77 of Ray, can't make anything happen. The field still remains single file into turn 3. Off of turn number 4, we're 11 laps in, 4 to go. This time by for the 417 of Kevin Anderson. Anderson still has about 3 car lengths on the 77 of Ray. Ray has to try to hold off the 88 of Dixon. Dixon works almost to the back bumper of Ray. Dixon going to try to go a lane higher than the 77 of Ray. Ray shuts the door, but while they battle for second, the 417 of Anderson, he starts to run away just a little bit from the rest of the USRA stock cars. Anderson works down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, we're going to be 13 and 2 to go. Anderson continues to click off the laps as the 77 of Ray. He's now got a hard-charging 88 of Jeff Dixon behind him. Dixon diamonds the corner. He enters high. He's going to drop all the way to the bottom off of turn number 2. Just can't get to the inside quarter panel of the 77 of Ray. The 93 of Sam Scott, he's moved back into the 4th position back there and made a move on the S20 of Stiegel as the white flag is out for the 417 of Kevin Anderson. Anderson works into turn number 1 for the final time. As off of turn number 2, he's got a healthy lead. He's just got to put together one more set of corners, and he will pick up the stock car feature win tonight at I-35 Speedway. He makes it through turn 4, and your USRA stock car feature winner tonight's the 417 of Kevin Anderson. Second goes to the 77 of Dean Ray. Third's the 88 of Jeff Dixon. Fourth will go to the 93 of Sam Scott, and rounding out your top 5 is the S20 of Gene Stiegel. Forward USRA modified racing at I-35 Speedway. The 5 of Reed, the 29 of Elliott. They're door-to-door down the front straightaway. They battle into turn number 1. 29 of Elliott's going to go up to the cushion. The 5 of Reed, he tries to slide up. He isn't able to clear him as the 29 of Elliott leads down the back straightaway. He's your leader into turn number 3. The 5 of Robbie Reed, he goes right to the cushion up at the top side of the racetrack. The 12B of Bride slots into third. The 98 of Austin Johnson give him 4th on lap 1 as the $17 of Shane Lawson moves back to 5th. The whole field completes lap number 1, and we are clean and green so far here at I-35. Elliott leads down the back straightaway, pulls a couple car lengths over the 5 of Robbie Reed. Reed up at the top of the racetrack. Those two are starting to drive away from the 12B of Bride. The 98 of Johnson runs fourth as here comes the 11 of Darren Shaw. Shaw now runs 5th. He works around the $17 of Shane Lawson. Lawson moves back to 6th as your field begins to settle itself as the 29 of Dennis Elliott. He leads off of 4. He still has a couple car lengths over the 5 of Reed. They have driven away from the 12B of Chase Bride. Now the 11 of Darren Shaw. He's to the inside of the 98 of Austin Johnson. Shaw slides up just a little bit, tries to find the grip of the 98 of Johnson, uses the high side. He hangs on to 4th for the moment. Back comes the 11 of Shaw. Shaw uses the middle to low side of the Speedway. Off of 4, it's still the 98 of Johnson has that 4th position. 5th, the 11 of Shaw. 6th, the $17 of Shane Lawson. 7th, the 99J of Billy Hoover. 8th, the 2H of Hanson. 9th, the 92 of Tyler Grooms. And then comes the 97 of Houston Johnson. Dennis Elliott on the 29. He is starting to pull away from the 5 of Robbie Reed. Reed is going to have to find a line that works for him as the 29 of Elliott. That car has been fast all season long. He has found the high side to his liking. That's something you're not used to seeing out of the 29 of Elliott. He normally likes the low side, but the high side's where the speed is tonight. It's now the 5 of Robbie Reed. He tries the inside. He's going to try to find some speed down there around the tires as the 12B of Bride runs third. The 98 of Johnson. He's got a little bit of breathing room from the 11 of Darren Shaw. The 29 of Elliott leads. The 5 of Reed second. The 12B of Bride third is now the 11 of Darren Shaw. He gets past the 98 of Austin Johnson. Move the 11 of Shaw into 4th. Off of turn number 4. We're going to be 8 laps in, 12 to go for the 29 of Dennis Elliott. He now has about half a straightaway over the 5 of Robbie Reed, the 12B of Chase Bride. He started to close the gap between him and that 5 car of Reed as the 11 of Darren Shaw is there as well as the 98 of Austin Johnson. He isn't settling for anything in that 5th position. He's trying to chase back down the 11. This time by 9 laps in, 11 to go. The 29 of Dennis Elliott, he is on a rail right now as he has set sail from the rest of your USRA modifieds. Reed, he continues in second. The 12B of Bride third. The 11 of Shaw fourth. The 98 of Johnson fifth. Everyone is settled into their position as we are 10 laps green in the books. 10 more to go for the 29 of Dennis Elliott. As the top 6 have all spaced themselves out, the battles for 7th on back. The 99J of Billy Hoover. He leads the 2H of John Hanson for that 7th position. He's followed by the 92 of Tyler Grooms. Grooms diamonds the corner. He gets a run on the 2H of Hanson. He looks to the inside into turn number 3 while the 97 of Houston Johnson closes the gap up at the high side of the racetrack. Behind him is the 99H of Tyler Hibner. Hanson is up at the cushion. He hangs on to that 8th position, followed by the 92 of Grooms, the 97 of Johnson. 12 laps in the books now for your leaders, the 29 of Dennis Elliott. He continues to drive away from the 5 of Robbie Reed, is now the 11 of Darren Shaw. He has caught the 12B of Chase Bride, just a few car lengths between them and a turn number 3. Back further in the pack, the 92 of Tyler Grooms. They were 3 wide for just a moment between them and the 97 of Houston Johnson, the 99H of Hibner. Those cars trying to find a way through the pack. As now the 11 of Darren Shaw, he made a look to the inside of the 12B of Chase Bride. but Bride gets a big run off of turn 2 and gets away from the 11 of Shaw. Off of turn number 2, your leader is going to have to start working through lap traffic. That's the 4M of Manly Lamar. Elliott works the top side of Lamar. He'll keep that car down by the tires and out of the way, as the 29 of Elliott has 5 more circuits to go. As again, back there for that 8th position on back, those 4 cars have been battling hard all race long. As back up there for 3rd, the 12B of Chase Bride is started to drive back away from the 11 of Darren Shaw as your top 6 continue to have things all settled. While back there for 8th, the 2H of Hansen continues to hold off the 92 of Grooms. The 99H of Hibner, he's to the inside of the 97 of Johnson. That's for inside the top 10. As off of turn number 4, your leader is the 29 of Dennis Elliott. He is 17 laps in, 3 to go. He's got a huge lead now over the 5 of Robbie Reed. We've seen this before from the 29 of Dennis Elliott this season. When he's got the car working, when he's got the car on a rail, he is almost impossible to beat. This time off of 4, 2 more to go for the 29 of Dennis Elliott. The top 5 continue to have everything settled. Your closest battle inside the top 5 is for 3rd between the 12B of Bride and the 11 of Darren Shaw. The 29 of Elliott's, he's going to work around the 38 of Logston as the white flag is out for the 29 of Dennis Elliott. The field has stayed clean and green all race long. The 29 of Dennis Elliott has been on a rail as he's off a 2 for the final time. He'll work down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He has no challengers. He didn't all race long. What a dominating performance. Your USRA Modified feature winner tonight is the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Second will go to the 5 of Robbie Reed. 3rd to the 12B of Chase Bride. 4th to the 11 of Darren Shaw. And rounding out the top 5 is the 98 of Austin Johnson. And race fans, let's give a big hand to the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Our way in here to the 29 of Dennis Elliott. And Dennis, in the night that a lot of guys had some issues keeping green flag on the Speedway, the Modifieds put on a show. You guys ran green to checker, and you had this car on a rail yet again tonight.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I'm just drive something like this. I mean, you have a lot of fun, and you got to be humble because everybody's going to get faster, and, you know, we just come on some stuff that fits my driving style right now and been working for us, and it's just fun to repeat it. I mean, the track was rubbering tonight. You could feel it latching a little bit, and I knew Robbie Reed's a tough competitor, and I knew I was going to have my cards all lined up in order to outrun him tonight, and it makes it a lot easier when you can run green to checkered without any yellows because, you know, kind of learned last week with Mark running the top that I better get this thing to where I can work up top because when it's slick, you just hardly can beat the momentum around the top here. But I just want to thank my dad and thank everybody that helps me. I mean, there's so many guys that I've leaned on this off season for help, and they've come forward in big ways, and it's just really made our program a lot better.
And anyone else you'd like to thank that helped you the win tonight?
Glendenning Motor Company, McGaha Farms, Napa Auto Parts, and Mount Air, FK Rockins, Schaefer Racing, Swift Swing, Elliott Motorsports, Grills, Penske Shops, GRT race cars. Just I could go on and on, but just want to thank everybody for their help because I'm just the fortunate one that gets to drive this thing.
Well, congratulations. That's your USRA Modified feature winner tonight, the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Our way over here to the 15 of Ed Knoll. And Ed, you put together a stellar feature tonight, led all 15 laps, but it really was determined on that original start with you and the 0 of Chase Galvin, and you really worked that outside well and took the lead.
Well, I'll tell you, first and foremost, just thank God. And luckily they kind of showed me where the line was because I was just a sitting duck out there for a while. So I'm pretty blessed, and like I say, thank God. And just my support team, my wife, everything I get to do, I'm so blessed. And Chris Littrell, Fast Lane Engines, I'm just very humble, and he works so much, double jobs, 3 jobs, and his wife, he don't spend a lot of time at home. But when I call and I say I got to have something or I need something, his family understands, and I'm just so blessed to have him, and he's here with me tonight. And I'm a pretty emotional guy tonight, so everything just worked out good, thank God. I've sure missed Jason and Annette tonight.
Well, real quick, let's talk about you and the 15X of Corey Myers and what goes through a driver's mind when you're working the bottom of the racetrack, and then Corey, he gets a run on the top side. He shows you that line, and luckily you get that yellow. But what goes through a driver's mind under that yellow, and what decisions you have to make whether you're going to go to the top side or not?
I didn't have a choice. I knew where I was going after that. You know, like say, you're blessed to start on the front, and then you get out front, and you're just a set and duck. And many times I've set 4th or 5th and knew that I had a car that could get there. So just very blessed. The yellow helped me starting in the front, but when the track starts going slick like this, it started taking a little rubber down there, even in ours, so I started feeling things better. But I wasn't moving off that bottom until someone let me know I need to, you know, and so just really happy.
Congratulations, that's your USRA B Modified feature winner here tonight at I-35. It's the 15 of Ed Knoll. And thank you for joining us at I-35 Speedway for dirt tracking at its best. Join us next week for all of our regular classes, plus the ULMA late models. It's better than never. We're here with the 417 of Kevin Anderson, your USRA stock car feature winner tonight. Kevin, you started up front. You got this car out front. You found a line that worked for you to pick up the win tonight.
Yeah, I tried a couple of different lines. Down low seemed to be okay for a while, and I kind of felt like I wasn't getting around the corner very good, so I went to the high side, and it worked pretty good. So I never did hear anybody or feel anybody, so we must have been doing pretty good. So, yeah, it was a good night.
Anyone you'd like to thank that helped you pick up the win tonight?
Well, we got to thank everybody that helps us. Victory Trophies, Missouri Organic, Urban Lumber Company, there's a bunch, Medieval Chassis, FX Shocks, and then, of course, the family, Mom and Dad, John and Karen, Jean, Debbie, my wife, my daughter Alyssa, and Owen and Sophia. They all have helped us tremendously, so we really do appreciate it.
Congratulations at your USRA stock car feature winner tonight, the 417 of Kevin Anderson.